Bob Herbert, an accountant by trade who got involved in the music industry when he discovered gloss. Due to his son Chris going to school with them, he guided them, paid for early demos, and introduced them to songwriters, including Nicky Graham, who then took the boys to Tom Watkins, leaving Bob empty-handed whilst they became Bros, the biggest pop act on the planet. His next notable effort was in 1994, when he put out an advert for 5 girl band members, originally called Touch, but soon changed to Spice. He managed them with his son Chris until Simon Fuller took them off his hands in '96, again leaving him with nothing, whilst they became the Spice Girls, the biggest pop act on the planet. When Simon Cowell heard about this double whammy of bad luck, and still hurting from missing the opportunity to sign the Spice Girls himself, he proposed they work together and asked them to put together a Spice Boys, which is where we start today. And the final 5, a 15-year-old kid called Sean. He's got a decent voice, plays a bit of piano, and apparently does a bit of writing. An Ali G type called Richard, a stage school bad boy who seems alright. He'll be known as Abs to distinguish him from the next Richard. Richard Dobson. This one's a typical clean-cut boy band type, a generic pretty boy, disingenuously friendly to the point of sickness, and the slimy little fanny even wanted to be called Rio.
Yeah, I'd like to be called Rio.
I'd like to be called Abs.
I'd like to be called Rio.
I'd like to be called Abs.
No, and that's the truth.
But settled for Richie Neville. I prefer Dick Dobson, an Essex boy called Scott. Barely 2 brain cells to rub together, but inoffensive and makes up the numbers. A boy called Jason that looks like he could be their dad. A white rapper with a puffed out chest and a bit of facial hair, claiming the alpha role.
So the good news is, providing you're all happy, is that we're going to sign you up to RCA Records very, very quickly.
You can see how cautious the other 4 are in his company, nervously laughing at every joke he tells and seeking his approval. The management team see it, but they choose not to get involved, foolishly encouraging him to take on the big brother role. Simon signs them, gives them an allowance, styles them, buys them some songs from the Backstreet Boys writing team, as well as moving them into a house together. The first thing we see is them arrive, before Jay makes it clear that he's entitled to the best bed, as he's the hardest.
Is anyone else in here yet?
I don't know.
Who's those bags in there?
Sean's, I think.
They're Sean's, so he's gone in the room on his own.
Sean's in his own room.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna have to...
Well, I sort it out between you.
We can do now. Oh well, don't need to yet.
Their first single, Slam Dunk, is a hit, followed by a handful of others, and the awards for being compliant money-making puppets. Celebrity girlfriends. Richie cheats on Billie Piper with a Russian brass 10 days before he announces that he'd like to marry Billie. But the plans are ruined when the Russian sells a story about 3 hours of sex, followed by an invitation to join him in the next city. Jay reluctantly dated Ugly Spice, as he once labelled her. She really liked him, and he really wasn't into it. But he took one for the team when Cowell explained its monetary value in tabloid promo. Around this time, Cowell tries to buy Hit Me Baby for the band, but just misses out. He offers the songwriter a sports car and tells him that someone with a name like Britney Spears will not make it a hit. But he declines. In 1999, founder of the group Bob Herbert is killed in a car crash when his car loses control in the rain. In 2000, Jay and Richie are out with a couple of girls in Dublin when a drunk at the bar tells them that he prefers Westlife. Jay tells him that Westlife just do crappy ballads and that he should stop taking the piss before punching him in the face, showing the girls that he's not just a pretend rapper like PJ and Duncan. Cowell congratulates him for the bad boy tabloid promo, and they seem to be able to do no wrong. But as we so often find, behind the curtain all is far from well. Sean has had enough of watching a talentless buffoon like Jay lauded up like some kind of rock star, constantly taking the piss out of him whilst these spineless bum boys chuckle away. So he leaves, exposing them to the reality of their fake lives and accomplishments. It'll take a while for them to fully realise that it's over, but it is. And just as the plan was about to come to fruition, UK domination, breaking America, the smoke and mirrors just disappeared, and all that was left were a few delusional karaoke singers. They all seemed to disappear into obscurity, apart from the Turkish guy with the Jamaican accent who had a short-lived solo career, something to do with the devil. In 2006 they attempted a comeback minus Sean and recorded some demos with a Linkin Park vibe, but it didn't generate any interest and quickly fizzled out. Richie reappeared when his bikini model wife complained about him beating her, and Sean reappeared on The Voice, getting turned down by the judges.
Oh, so that's it then.
In 2013, TV show The Big Reunion included 5 and brought them back together minus Jay, who'd found out that he'd been called out by the other guys for being a helmet, so went back into hiding. Richie returned with a ridiculous Australian accent after living out there with his girlfriend, but soon cheated on her with some scrubber from Atomic Kitten, getting her pregnant and selling it all to the gutter press before splitting with her. Abs leaves again, saying that the devil has helped him give up drugs, and is now trawling around the Z-list celeb TV shows.
It's too cute, I just want to squish you, I just want to give him his bliss. It's so cute.
As well as joining forces with other desperate grifters for an ounce of attention. Even disrespecting caravan park goers during their crap function act. Meanwhile, they're desperately trying to work out a solid lineup for nostalgia festivals and caravan parks for a few quid, cursing Simon for naming them 5. First there was 4, then 3, and I genuinely expected to see them as a duo, but nostalgia is a funny thing, and demand comes in waves. Meaning that an act can go from being a degraded tribute of itself, playing Butlins alongside Chesney Hawkes, to being a credible legacy act with industry support. Which brings us up to date. The worn-out brand has been revamped with the return of the Wiggers with attitude, Jay and Abs, now almost 50, and obviously offered money that they couldn't refuse. We're going to get the sadistic pleasure of seeing all 5 fully grown men shamefully shake their dad bods together one last time. See you all in the front row.
Anyway, peace and love, peace and love.